Jay Boogie in the building. Oh man.
Hey,
Jay Boogie, you gotta go live and put some knowledge out there, bro.
Thank you, Jay Boogie, for this wonderful scope.
Jay Boogie in the building. Oh man.
Hey,
Jay Boogie, you gotta go live and put some knowledge out there, bro.
Thank you, Jay Boogie, for this wonderful scope.
Jay Boogie in the building. Oh man.
Hey,
Jay Boogie, you gotta go live and put some knowledge out there, bro.
Thank you, Jay Boogie, for this wonderful scope.
Jay Boogie in the building. Oh man.
Jay Boogie, you just made me want to lift every voice and sing till earth and...
All right, so there you got it. That is the show intro. The show intro to Lift Every Voice. The Boogie Show.
Welcome to the Boogie Show, y'all. I am Brother Jamal, a.k.a. Jay Boogie, creator of the Lift Every Voice platform that you're looking at right here. And this channel, like I've mentioned before in a couple previous videos that I've done, you know, I'm actually trying to rebuild this channel. As you can see, nothing much going on, just a couple videos so far. And you know, I'm just excited, man. I'm just excited to be on YouTube, because again, I was on other platforms. I spent about two years or so on Periscope. There's some other platforms that are blockchain related, because like I said, I'm part of the crypto community. So, but you know, YouTube is kind of like a nice place to you know, build a platform. You know, Lift Every Voice is something that I've been working on for a while. Obviously, you know, if you're familiar with the reference, then you understand how it's connected to my community, right? To my people. And I also wanted to clarify, you know, and I've done this in a couple videos. You know, when I say my people, I'm generally speaking to the hip hop generation, right? Millennials and up, who are part of the working and middle classes, okay? So I don't want people to get it twisted, you know. I don't want people to try to polarize me. You know, obviously, Lift Every Voice is referencing something that's near and dear to my community. So at any rate, I wanted to clarify that. What you're looking at on the screen right now is again, it's the channel, and I got like a couple videos that I recently, you know, put on there, and this is dealing with the ADOS circus series, which I'm working on. I will be doing another installment of that, so look out for that. But today's installment, or the installment for right now, is going to be dealing with Jay-Z and you know, the whole NFL situation. So I'm going to talk about that right now. But before I do that, I want to give a quick shout out to my brother Soul Traveler, right, who I follow. He recently just dropped you know, a nice
yo, what's up, family?
A nice video here on his channel, discussing foundational Americans, or whatever, you know, Tariq Nasheed has created. And you know, I want to give him some props, because one, he introduced me to the whole setup that I have here with the app that allows me to record my screen and, you know, and just, you know, do my show, man, and talk, but at the same time have visuals. So go ahead and follow this dude, man. Soul Traveler, man. Yo, you gotta keep this stuff coming, man. I mean, I was looking at your comment section, man. They getting mad. I had to drop in. This dude right here, some dude named Izzy or whatever. This dude is mad, man. He's you touching some real good points, so he getting mad. But anyway, I just wanted to do a quick shout out, or give out a quick shout out to a brother that's talking about the same things, or at least along the same lines of thinking. He's touching, subjects that I talk about. So, and that's important. We should shout each other out, especially if we're on YouTube, and we should kind of support each other, because I think a unified voice, a coalition of creators, that can gain momentum over time, and it could be powerful. So again, I just want to give you a shout out real quick, Soul Traveler. Keep up the good work. I'm gonna always be looking out for your videos and whatnot. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me make sure I have my whole thing on. Oh, look at that. I didn't even have my notifications, so I gotta go back and make sure I got my notifications popping on here, right? So that I can get your your information, or at least your videos when they drop. All right, so let's move on really quickly to the matter at hand, right? We're talking about Jay-Z. We're talking about his whole situation, right, with the NFL right now. And so let's go ahead. Let's bring him up, right? NFL, Jay-Z. Man, and the thing is, y'all, I hope everybody understands, like, even though I'm using the app and whatnot, I'll definitely be talking through and just sharing. I mean, it's a way to, I guess, show receipts and sources, but I mainly want people to just sit back, relax, you know what I'm saying, as I, make my contribution. Like, I'm going to make a, my perspective known on this issue, right? And I just want people to just sit back, man. Like, usually my videos are going to be about, hopefully, like 10-15 minutes, because I'm not trying to take too much out of people's time. So just sit back, man. I'm just gonna go through whatever it is the subject is. But today it's Jay-Z, and some stuff will be on the screen. Like right now, we're gonna look at some of the stuff and things they're
Colin
saying
Kaepernick
about the whole
tweeted
thing.
on
Jay-Z may
Wednesday,
be
it's
laying
the 3-year
groundwork to
anniversary of the
become an
first
NFL
time that he
owner.
protested systemic
That's one of the
oppression that
headlines
came
on YouTube, and the mainstream media also has, they've picked up on it. NBC, Nightly News, Fox, of course, TMZ and whatnot. So, but let's listen to this one segment right now. I think this one's from NBC. And by the way, fair use, YouTube, fair use. Don't strike me for nothing right now. This is fair use. All right, so let's listen in. Let's listen into I guess their report on the conversation, and then we're gonna go to the conversation because I think it's available for us to look at. But yeah, so here we go. Here we go with these
fidelity.
Commercials. No commercials. Just go to it. Oh no, please stop with the commercials. Just go to the. Oh man, do I have to deal with commercials like this? This is what I don't like. All right, we'll come back to that one. Let's see if this one actually works.
If you believe in
man, this is what happens when when you create new platforms and the establishment gets hold of it. They find a way to ruin it. You know what I mean? So let's see. ABC, do you have
New
commercials?
partnership
Oh
in the
no, I
NFL,
don't
rapper
like
and
this
business
person.
mogul.
So I don't even want to hear nothing from her. Sorry, y'all. I can't stand seeing her face. Anyway, so yeah, so these are all the headlines. We even have ESPN weighing in. The cat's over there. All right, we got Stephen A weighing in. Man, can I get a video without any? Oh man, I'm fed up. Absolutely fed up with all these commercials. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't deal with commercials. But you can see people here just weighing in, talking, and saying, their piece on the issue. I'm gonna get into what I feel and what I think. You know. All right. Let's see if RT has any commercials. Hopefully not. All right.
Well,
so we'll
it
work
looks
with
like whenever you
with
try to
RT
end
now.
controversy,
Russian
sometimes it
television.
just
Let's see
creates
how they
more, and that's where
report
we
this.
find Jay-Z and the NFL right now. We bring in RT Sports correspondent Steve Christakos. I mean, this was supposed to, we like when everybody gets along, but in this case, it's actually causing a little bit more controversy.
Yeah, you see a very split reaction on this. A lot of Jay-Z fans are saying he's a sellout, making a deal with the devil. So the NFL and Jay-Z partnered. His
Again, fair use, YouTube. Don't come after me.
Entertainment label Rock Nation have partnered in a multi-year deal. Officially today it was announced, and it's to enhance the live game experience and amplify the league's social justice efforts. And Jay-Z will also now be in charge of the Super Bowl halftime show, which is a huge deal after last year's blunder, as many would call it, with Maroon 5. But the entrepreneur, Jay-Z, you know, he'll also be involved in the Inspire Change initiative, and that focuses, along with the Players Coalition currently in the NFL, they focus on three main areas of priority: improving police community relations, education advancement, and criminal justice reform.
Wow, that sounds all nice, but
Right.
once again, you know, there's a lot of controversy, and it's coming from a surprising group of people, because I will tell you, it seems like the NFL is getting more involved in politics, when I think I was hoping that they'd kind of separate the two. But also Jay-Z is getting some pushback from some of his supporters as well. Why was he first so exclusionary from the NFL? What was the problem?
Right, he is a big Colin Kaepernick supporter. He says, I'm with Cap, and he boycotted the Super Bowl last year. He said he wouldn't perform. He's mentioned it in his lyrics before. So this kind of 180 he's done now. Now he's partnering with them. But he says basically it's the next step that Colin Kaepernick, his whole thing was to bring attention to social injustice, and that this is the next step, because he's going to kind of take that further with this change initiative change. And he also mentioned that him and Roger Goodell both have spoke with Colin Kaepernick ahead of this. However, those claims were refuted by Colin Kaepernick's attorney, Mark Garagos, saying that he actually never consulted with Kaepernick.
Well, and that's interesting. Where does Kaepernick fall in all of this? Because obviously there's a lot more. I think there's a lot of details that we need to find out about this to put both sides.
Right. Details are very scarce right now. We don't know. We haven't heard anything from Colin Kaepernick other than his attorney claiming that he never spoke with Jay-Z ahead of this, but Jay-Z said he did. So it's kind of a he said, she said. It's very.
And do we know numbers, dollar amounts, and all of this?
There were
no
details on the numbers yet.
That's very, very important. Once again, in sports.
All right, so as you can see, man, this is standard activity, man, for celebrities and whatnot, right? So you have Jay, right? Jay-Z, Mr. Boatload of clout and credibility to spare, and we have the NFL in trouble because of the boycotts and the whole kneeling and everything. Everybody knows, what was going on. So I don't even have to get into that. But their brand took a hit. So the NFL's brand, they took a hit. But here's Jay-Z. Jay-Z's like one of those guys that can go around and patch up, I guess, people's credibilities, I guess. I guess that's what he does. So my question now becomes, with all these people right here, chiming in and saying whatever they need to say, or just getting stuff off their chest, from common people, regular people, as you can see here. There's a regular dude on here. I consider myself somewhat of a regular dude. I don't know. But and then you see, the big establishment, like this stuff is causing quite a lot of stir. So now I wanted to bring in some insight. So if I'm going to get into a discussion, I'm going to try to contribute some insight, whether it's through research that I've done over the years, or whether it's just, ideas that I have, right? And so I'm going to share my thoughts, right, in terms of what I see. And this is what I see, right? I think people are kind of confusing moral values with market values. Okay, so this is what I want to add to the discussion. All right, because I don't see anybody breaking it down like that. All right, so we've got people on one end that's more looking into, okay, there's a moral issue here with Jay-Z sitting down with an NFL whose brand has been damaged for obvious reasons, because they crack down on players, players that were trying to bring attention to a cause. And then there's the larger cause and the issue, which is police brutality, which goes back into politics and the wider, social issues, right? So that's the moral aspect of it, and people are motivated by that. Okay, and yeah, we're talking about morality here. We're talking about, the hallmarks of what makes us good people or whatever, right? So yeah, so this is the morality discussion. But what about, the market discussion, right? That's also got to be looked at. And I think people need to focus more and see that this is where our society has gone, right? Our society has now, you could say, traded in, right, moral values for market ones. And what do I mean by that, right? If people, right, associate morality with religion, right, then you got to understand that our society's religion now is capitalism, right? We live in a capitalist society, capitalist democracy. And so the people in the society more likely are going to be motivated by market demands. And the way I'm looking at it is just, hey, Roger Goodell, sees that the NFL brand has taken a huge hit. And of course, I guess Jay-Z early on was vocal against them. But there's an opportunity there. They're like, okay, well, maybe Jay-Z can help us out. Because, they have this play, they have a playbook that these guys go to, man. These corporate types. They've seen this work before. They looked at what happened with Papa John's, and they took a page from their playbook. And then what did Papa John's do? They went and partnered up with Shaquille, right? So Shaquille O'Neal, I guess he divvied up some of his credibility to help, the Papa John's brand. And so now you're looking at Jay-Z. Jay-Z is like, well, this is an opportunity to help the NFL because they're on their knees, so to speak, right? Because of the whole Kaepernick situation. And so Jay-Z, we know him. He's motivated by what? He's motivated by market values. You know what I'm saying? So all these people that's getting irate and mad or whatever, I'm just going to keep it realistic. I personally am concerned with the underlying issues concerning why the players were kneeling. I'm concerned about that for sure. But I'm realistic. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand that market values supersede moral ones in this day and age. We have to understand that. Right? We really have to understand that. So the question is, do we keep supporting these people? You know what I'm saying? Because look, you can see Jay and Roger, they sitting down, they're trying to conduct a transaction. And everybody's basically falling as far as the establishment. They all fall into together. And you see Fox News, and they're putting the story out there saying it's a social justice partnership because they don't really want to see the NFL go down. And the campaign that Kaepernick waged and everything really hurt the NFL. It really hurt them. So, but they realized, what, we got to do something, and so here's Jay-Z. Jay-Z sees an opportunity, and he's going to jump on it. This is not really based on what they're saying out here, like, oh, this is a great partnership for justice, and this. That's all nice and good, as the the RT folks pointed out, right? If you buy into that, the thing is they realize that credibility, branding, all that stuff is an issue, and so they have to figure out how to flip the situation and get everybody, coming back to the NFL. And they're realizing, hey, people have amnesia, all they got to do is hook up with Jay. And Jay, again, he's got like a boatload of clout and credibility to dispense and share and whatnot. And, it's a playbook they've used before. They've used this before. But the underlying issue I want people to start thinking about is values. Are your personal values market driven, or are they morally oriented, right? That's the question you have to ask yourself before you get on here and start talking and taking shots. You got to understand the situation. Are you yourself motivated by the same thing that motivates Jay-Z. And obviously Jay-Z understands the whole market value of the situation. And he's stepping into a situation where now he's parlayed himself into the, halftime show, the Super Bowl halftime, which is one of the biggest events in the world, watched all over. All right. And then he's parlayed some other stuff. So the guy is, again, this is a market demand that he's responding to. And that's his character. We know Jay, the Jigga Man, right? Listen to all his albums. Listen to, all his music. The guy is market driven before he is, I guess, morally driven. Like, I'm sure he understands the moral gravity. And I wanted to show people the actual discussion that we're having in that, in that room, and how it was weird. All right, how it felt real weird, and you saw the people were real nervous. But these commercials, man, I hate having to click on these things and then getting some commercials and whatnot. Let's see if this time we can find something.
That involves some.
Now, are they showing any footage of them in the room? That's just ESPN talking.
He grew up.
All right, so there's no footage there. Yeah, if people watch the actual discussion, while they're sitting in there, man, it's matter of fact, you know what? It is on World Star. Let's see, is World Star on here? Maybe World Star will probably have the actual this, because that's where I remember seeing it. But maybe they do, maybe they don't. Let's see, because I want people to get the sense that I got, like the energy that was being right, and the vibe that was being felt, like the tension in the room when they were talking about, when Jay and Roger, when they were talking, it was just weird, man. So I guess World Star, they don't have it. They have it on their website. And I don't really feel like leaving this app right now. We're going to stay on this app and go back to the NFL section here, top news. And that's the thing. It's like, I think Jay-Z understands the gravity of what he's doing. But again, it's market values. I think at the end of the day, people are going to say, well, he was kind of weird for doing that. It's a weird flex. But, they're going to give him props for taking, the opportunity to, I guess, build his. The thing, and that's the funny thing is that he don't really need the money. Like, he's a billionaire from what I understand. So, again, I'm not entirely sure what his, complete motivations were. And it seems like he didn't talk to Kaepernick at all. Hey, let's see. Is this it? Can we get something
Players
here?
that will be on the field will be on NFL Network. Look at the right side.
Here. No.
It's an entertainment company.
All right,
Ron
so there
Rivera
it is.
said
There he
that
is in
all
that
the
room.
starters.
Yeah, I think we found it, y'all.
Really think we should
All
partner
right,
with
let's
the best.
listen in.
That's why we're sitting here. We're partnering with the best. And so his perspective is going to drive us. I'm not going to sit here and talk to him about entertainers. He knows that business. What we have to do is figure out how do we support that and how do we make sure that we bring that to another level.
The NFL platform for us, what was exciting for us, spy change was already happening, and the NFL has a huge platform. And we can use that huge platform we've seen it happen. Like when J.J. Watts, came the aid to everybody in Houston, the whole world forgot about all the turmoil they had with the NFL. Oh, that's a great thing. That's a fantastic thing. And if you can use that platform to do
so,
that,
yeah, just look
in
how
different
nervous,
areas, then it's a home run. That's the success.
Like,
I think
Jay really, I've never seen him this nervous. Like,
exciting. Here, Jay-Z and Roger Goodell together in New York, announcing a new partnership between the NFL.
That's why we're sitting here. We're partnering with the best. And so his perspective is going to drive us.
Might be 50-50 there.
all
wouldn't
this
have its
nervous
critics.
laughter and all this stuff, like
I think
the
we're
guy
both used to,
just,
I'm
they
more
seem
used to
nervous.
critics than he is.
Might be 50-50.
Yeah, man, it's just nervous laughter, nervous energy, because again, it's a business transaction, man. They're trying to help. Jay-Z's trying to help them build their brand back again, and you know, it's a perfect opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And market values are basically that's what it is. That's what's dictating this whole thing. And so hopefully people can understand where I'm coming from, all right? And the way that I'm breaking this down, right? And this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to try to offer, and I'm going to get better at this, obviously, being able to navigate through the app and just showing stuff. So, but, I just want everybody to leave with this, thought. Market values versus moral values. Which motivates you? In whatever situation you come and you deal with, what is it that's driving you? Is it moral values or market values? And the other thing too is we need to go through the process of establishing what our values are. Okay, well, before we could even characterize whether they're moral values or market values, we need to understand that. And that's the thing. Our society has definitely gone towards the market value side, right? Man, atheism has skyrocketed, and that's the topic for a whole other show. But market values, y'all, capitalism, right? These are the things that we're looking at, especially when we're dealing with this whole Jay-Z and NFL situation. But anyway, thanks for anybody that is coming in here for the first time. I encourage you to subscribe, like this video. Haters, please stay away. Just keep on moving. Stop hating on my videos, and y'all know who y'all are, especially if y'all these racist MAGA or crazy dusty ADOS movement types. Stop hating on my videos, man. All right, just listen to the knowledge, appreciate it, and and use it. You know what I'm saying? The stuff I provide or the things that I'm putting out there or I'm contributing, stuff can be useful to you, right? So stop hating. But anyway, those of you that did appreciate that, thank you. I will be having again a whole lot more videos coming out on this channel. I'm gonna try to keep them under 10 to 15 minutes, maybe even less than that, as I get better and better. But I hope you appreciate what I brought, for this installment today. And guess I'll see y'all the next time.